Hey friends, Farmer Worm here today to talk about the fruits of my labor, aka the Last Wish weapons, which I grinded for all weekend long to collect every single red box and deep sights, whatever, blah, 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 so I can craft all of them, which I know many of y'all also did. It was kind of miserable, but here we are to talk about them and why I think that the Last Wish weapons are an absolute perfect example. Okay, they are a example of what raid weapons should be and what they need to continue to do. So of course, for those of y'all who may not know, Last Wish, this most recent season, got a reprisal in its loots. They gave all of the weapons a whole new set of perks, as well as a new origin trait. And you could farm them at Cali, and I assume the next time it comes around, you can farm them all at Cali. Meaning you don't have to do the whole raid, you don't have to do certain encounters, you can literally do the easiest encounter in the game, which is Cali. Takes like 2 minutes to kill her and complete the whole thing, if that, to get 2 drops. And it's great. But yeah, let's talk about these weapons because they are absolutely insane. I'm not going to go over every single weapon, all the perks they can get or anything like that, but I want to talk about some of the roles that they can get, and again, why I think that these weapons are examples. They set an example of what raid weapons should be. So, these weapons, crazy rolls. Okay, we're talking things like double damage rolls, rampage kill clip on pulse rifle, on the scout rifle, obviously strong perks that are rarely featured on certain weapons, such as rapid hit on the pulse rifle, kill clip in the left hand column, dragonfly in the left hand column. Like, these are the kind of perks that we got on here. Okay, and they're crazy. The bow can get dragonfly and incandescent simultaneously. Like, it's wild. And Bungie did a really good job with these perks, and I don't know what like gave them the idea to make these perks absolutely cracked. I don't know if it's just they felt like they needed to power creep. They felt like, Last Wish's old perk sets had been completely power crept out, because I mean, outlaw dragonfly, pretty standard role. You can get it on a couple different hand cannons, albeit, but it's also kind of out of date. But now they've given, Nation of Beasts is what I'm referring to. But now Nation of Beasts, of course, can get something like, I don't know, let's Volt Shot and Dragonfly. It's fantastic. They're putting combinations together that they haven't done since the Black Armory days, and that's why these are so exciting. Like, that's why I'm so excited to talk about these and my thoughts on them, because these are weapons we haven't seen, or these are perk combinations we haven't seen since Black Armory. Kindled Orchid, if I'm not mistaken, is the last weapon I can think of that had kill clip and rampage on the same roll. Like, you can get a pulse rifle with kill clip and rampage, which is absolutely insane. You get kill clip, head seeker. These rolls are crazy. Kill clip kinetic trimmers, which I know, kinetic trimmers doesn't work in PvP so much, but kill clip and kinetic trimmers, like, they're absolutely wild rolls. The rocket launcher, bipod reconstructions, that's 4 rockets in 1 magazine. I know the rockets do less damage, but still, 4 rockets for a burst DPS setting, you can't beat that. It's fantastic, And Bungie, they did some hype work before the season actually launched. Talking about, oh, hey, be on the lookout for some of these weapons, blah blah blah. But I don't think anybody expected the rolls to be this good, and the fact that we could craft them, to be this good. And then they've also added some new perks: eddy current, controlled burst, bipod, obviously, which bipod you can get on a couple different weapons, but like, I think eddy current, I think there's only the seasonal weapons, and of course Last Wish weapons can get eddy current. Which eddy current, I haven't actually done any testing on it yet because I haven't got a chance to, but eddy current, basically faster reload after sprinting, and you get increased benefits while you're amplified. Like, that could potentially be a really, really strong run and gun perk. I don't know. I think that they really balled out with these. I'm getting strong Black Armory vibes. And going forward, it's going to be difficult for Bungie to top these rolls. And I think that that's kind of one of the things that I want to point out in this video. The potential problems I could see arising from this is these weapons are so good, these rolls are so good. When the next raid comes out, if they, it's obviously rumored that they're going to reprise the Leviathan next season. Maybe they reprise Wrath of the Machine next season, bring it back. How are they going to top the weapons that we currently have access to? How are they going to top, like I said, like Chattering Bone, for example, Chattering Bone with Kill Clip and Rampage. Like if they bring back Wrath of the Machine and Steel Medulla, how are they going to top something as neat as Rapid Hit and Kill Clip? Because the thing is, like Bungie, they can't just add these same perk combos on every single like pulse rifle, for example. You can't just add Rapid Hit and Kill Clip to every single pulse rifle, and you can, as long as there's other perks. But if they add, the same perks, like, Kill Clip, Rampage to every single pulse rifle that you can get from raids and stuff like that, it's going to kind of get boring and stale. I mean, yeah, Bungie, they can add different archetypes. We've got, pulse rifles with Rapid Hit. This is the first lightweight pulse rifle we've had with Rapid Hits. That's really cool. Maybe Steel Medulla comes back as a 540. You can get Rapid Hit on it. I don't know. But I think that's the idea they have here of using just wild combinations is good. Okay, I think it's very good. I think that it's also opening up potential to see some perks outside of their normal archetypes. For example, what was it? Sacred Provenance was the first ever pulse rifle to have Rapid Hit. Okay, Rapid Hit had only ever been on some scout rifles. I think you could get it on sidearms and then special weapons as well. But Sacred Provenance, way back in Shadowkeep, sorry, I couldn't think for a second. Sacred Provenance, way back in Shadowkeep, was the first to ever get Rapid Hit as a pulse rifle. Maybe the upcoming raid gets an auto rifle and get Rapid Hit, just for an example. Maybe we can get Incandescent and Firefly. With King's Fall, we saw Dragonfly and Firefly as a combination. Maybe we'll see Firefly Incandescent. Maybe we'll see something, just some wild combination here. I can't even think of them off the top of my head. Maybe see, I don't know, some perk that makes a grenade launcher like insane. I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head of ideas, but Last Wish is setting a good precedent. But it does make me nervous, because how are they going to top Last Wish weapons? Because as time goes on, I think we've all seen it. The perks that they're adding to weapons are getting like kind of less and less exciting. This season they have Discord, which Discord is a really, really neat perk. It actually gives you infinite ammo basically for special weapons, or I guess technically heavy weapons too. But it's one of the things I get nervous. Like, every time a new season comes, I look at the new perks and it's like, okay, like, this perk looks mediocre. Envious Assassin. I don't care about Envious Assassin. I don't like Envious Assassin. I think especially on primary weapons, it's cheeks. On special weapons, you can make an argument. Same thing on heavy weapons. If you had a rocket launcher with Envious Assassin, you could make an argument. But again, I don't think you could really like set up, at a boss damage phase on a rocket launch. You can't set up Envious Assassin, So as time goes on, the perks get less and less exciting, and so we're getting to a point where now it's like perk combos have to be unique, or Bungie has to get really creative, yet make really strong and good perks. And I don't know. I think that, like I said, Last Wish, it set a good precedent here, but it does make me nervous for the future, because as time goes on, we don't want just duplicates of Last Wish weapons. We have Last Wish weapons. Why do we want, another 450 lightweight pulse rifle with Rapid Hit and, kinetic tremors? Like what would be the point of that? So I don't know. I just think that Last Wish weapons are fantastic. Of course, they also come with the Origin trait that is really, really good. I actually forgot to mention this earlier, but the Origin trait, really, really strong. When you use a grenade, you get increased handling and reload speed. When you get kills with that grenade, or of course, when you throw a healing grenade, you get increased to those benefits, which is really, really good. I like that. It's a really strong perk, intrinsic Origin perk. Sorry, that is. But yeah, back to the other topic we were just talking about. I don't know how they're going to top Last Wish's weapons, because Last Wish's weapons are really, really good. Even Root and Nightmare's weapons, like their rolls, like they were okay, but like again, they didn't feel incredible. You know, I think with Last Wish, or not Last Wish, I'm sorry, Root of Nightmares, it was more about the weapon stats that made them feel really, really good as opposed to the actual perks that they could get. Like, don't get me wrong, Paracausal Affinity, really awesome perk. You know, the fact that you can self-proc it on any kill, just basically have, you know, if you can get a kill within, I think, like 8 seconds or whatever, you can have a permanent 20% damage boost. Like, that's really good. But the other combinations, they just didn't feel like they were it, you know. They did was like target lock reconstruction. It's neat, but I wouldn't say it's anything insane, you know, like Last Wish was raid weapons. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Of course, I want to know what you guys think, though. How do you feel about Last Wish's weapons? I think that it's pretty general consensus that everybody loves Last Wish, the reprised weapon rolls and stuff that you can get, and the fact that you can craft them. But I want to know your thoughts. Like, do you think that the Last Wish weapons are actually going to almost like power creep future weapons out of the game potentially? You know, like I know that there are other archetypes of like auto rifles, for example, but at the same time, like the Last Wish weapons still exist, you know, and they're really strong. And so yeah, just, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about, you know, Last Wish weapons. Like, do you think that they are going to future power creep other future raid weapons, stuff like that? I don't know. That's it for me. At this point, if I continue on, I'm just going to ramble. But yeah, like the video if, of course, you enjoyed it. Subscribe for daily Destiny content. We are so close to hitting 300 subscribers. That would be fantastic if we did. I appreciate everybody who has subscribed so far. And yeah, just keep your eyes peeled for more content in the future. And yeah, that's it for me. Do me a favor, watch the video you see on screen, because for whatever reason, YouTube thinks you like it. And I am out. Bye for now, guys.